Hello, dear DSC candidates. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I am Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In this video, I am going to give you the DSC 2025 Model Question Paper 3. I therefore request all of you to pay a very good attention to this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. I also request all of you to consider subscribing to my channel and also sharing this video with all your friends who are also going to take the DSC examination along with you very shortly. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. At the outset, I am going to give you in this question paper all grammar and vocabulary questions, and in this video I am going to just read out the questions and their options. Okay, and the explanation of these questions will be done tomorrow. Okay, and until then you have to wait, and therefore I shall be just reading out only the questions and their options. Please pay very good attention to these questions and options. Okay, and you know very well in the DSC 41st question, which word would appear first in a dictionary? So here are given some options: synchronize, synthetic, synonym, syntax. 42nd question, what is the phonetic transcription of the word chaos? Chaos. Okay, chaos, 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 chairs. Go to other questions. 43rd question, in the word photographer, where does the primary stress lie? First syllable, second syllable, third syllable, it has no stress at all. 44th question, which word has a different vowel sound than the others? Options given here are book, look, foot, food. 45th question, identify the correct intonation pattern for a yes-no question. Falling, rising, level, fall, rise. 46th question, which of the following is a feature of a dramatic monologue? Dialogue, soliloquy, conversation, personal reflection with the implied listener. 47th question, identify the figure of speech. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? So these are the two lines given here, and these are the options: metaphor, simile, personification, apostrophe. 48th question, which of these is not a stanza form? Tercet, quatrain, octet, caesura. 49th question, the term prologue refers to a poetic stanza, a character's inner thoughts, an introductory section, a moral ending. 50th question, what type of irony is used when the audience knows more than the characters? Verbal irony, dramatic irony, situational irony, cosmic irony. 51st question, identify the rhyme scheme in the lines. The sun is high above the hill, its golden light the fields do fill, the breeze is soft, the sky is blue, the flowers bloom with morning dew. So these are the lines given, and now what are the options given? A, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, C, B, A, B, B, A. Go to the next question, 52nd question. A short story typically focuses on multiple plots and conflicts, one main incident or theme, lengthy descriptions, moral teaching. 53rd question, which of these best defines epic? A short lyrical poem, a long narrative poem, a tragic play, a humorous story. 54th question, metonymy involves repetition of consonants, use of a closely associated term, talking to inanimate objects, a direct comparison using like. 55th question, which is an example of parallelism? I came, I saw, I conquered. She is clever, witty, and kindness, running fast, faster, and fastest. The wind whispered softly. 56th question, choose the correct transformation. He is so tall that he can reach the fan. He is tall enough to reach the fan. He is too tall to reach the fan. He is enough tall to reach the fan. He reaches the fan because he is tall. 57th question, identify the error. Each of the boys have a bicycle. Each boys have a bicycle. 58th question. Choose the correct question tag. None of the girls carried an umbrella. Question tag. What should be the question tag here? Do they? Won't they? Did they? Didn't they? 59th question. Which sentence uses an adjective clause? I like a coffee with milk. The book that you gave me was very fascinating. We left after the game was over. I'll come when I can. 60th question. Choose the correct sentence. The sceneries here is beautiful. The scenery here are beautiful. The scenery here is beautiful. The sceneries here are beautiful. 61st question. Which is a compound sentence? After she left, I went home. I went home because it rained. I was tired, so I went to bed. Since I was tired, I slept. 62nd question. Identify the finite verb in the sentence. Reading books helps improve vocabulary. Reading books helps improve. 63rd question. Choose the correct sentence structure. Although it rained, but we went out. It rained and we went out. Although it rained, we went out. It rained although we went out. 64th question. Choose the correct degree of comparison. She is more taller than me. She is taller than me. She is tall than me. She is more tall than me. 65th question. Choose the correct article usage. She is reading an interesting book. She is reading a interesting book. She is reading the interesting book. She is reading interesting book. 66th question. Identify the sentence containing a prepositional phrase. She dances beautifully. The book on the table is mine. He ran fast. We left immediately. 67th question. Choose the correct sentence. Neither Ramesh or Suresh is present. Neither Ramesh nor Suresh are present. Neither Ramesh nor Suresh is present. Neither Ramesh and Suresh is present. 68th question. Which expresses a formal function? Hey, what is up? Could you please send the report? Give me that file. This is give me. Instead of saying give me, they simply say give me. Give me that file. What's cooking? 69th question. Choose the correct use of a modal verb. She can to swim. She could sings. She might be late. She must go. 70th question. Identify the sentence with an error in subject verb agreement. Either of the answers is correct. Neither the dog nor the cat are hungry. Everyone is here. The team is ready. 71st question. Choose the correct antonym of benevolent. Kind, cruel, generous, humble. 72nd question. Which of these is a homophone of flower? Floor, flower, flare, flourish. 73rd question. Choose the correct one word substitute. A person who studies ancient things. Geologist, anthropologist, archaeologist, paleontologist. 74th question. Identify the phrasal verb. She turned down the offer. Rejected, accepted, looked at, neglected. 75th question. Choose the correct meaning of the idiom. A blessing in disguise. A religious event. A good thing that seemed bad at first. A sudden disaster. A gift from someone unknown. 76th question. Pick the synonym for meticulous. Careless, lazy, precise, passive. 77th question. Complete the proverb. Too many cooks spoil the broth, make it tasty, save the food, bake the bread. 78th question. Identify the prefix in the word irrelevant. Re, ir, ir. 79th question. Which is a hypernym of sparrow? Bird, nest, fly, eagle. 80th question. Choose the correctly spelled word. Maintenance. Oh no. 81st question. Choose the foreign phrase that means something for something. Déjà vu, carte blanche, status quo, quid pro quo. 82nd question. Choose the correct collocation. Create homework, make homework, take homework, do homework. 83rd question. Which abbreviation means, for example, id est, exempli gratia, etc., vidalicet. 84th question. Which word has the same meaning as candid, shy, honest, smart, lazy? 85th question. Choose the correct word formation from create, creationary, createdly, creative, creatify. 86th question. Which sentence uses the apostrophe correctly? The cats are playing outside. The cat's tail is fluffy. The cat's tail is fluffy. The cat's tails are fluffy. 87th question. Which is a formal letter closing? Yours affectionately, lots of love, cheers. Yours sincerely. 88th question. Choose the appropriate format for a diary entry date. Dear diary, 2023rd 11:25, Saturday, 25th November 2023. Hello diary. 89th question. Which is the best title for a biographical sketch of Mother Teresa? My favorite person, A Life of Service, Teresa's Story, The Nun Who Walked. The last question of this particular section is the 90th one. Choose the correct sentence to begin a report. Hello guys, let me tell you, it was a great day at school. The annual sports day was held on 12th January. I had a lot of fun yesterday. So with this, the questions on grammar and vocabulary will come to an end. Now let us take up the questions on content. Content. 91st question. In Where the Mind is Without Fear, what does Tagore primarily emphasize? Fear of colonization, importance of education, freedom and truth, political revolution. 92nd question. Which natural phenomenon is not depicted in The Cloud by P.B. Shelley? Rain, thunder, earthquake, hail. 93rd question. Who is the speaker in The Nation's Strength by R.W. Emerson? A patriot, a philosopher, a soldier, a teacher. 94th question. What literary device is heavily used in palanquin bearers? Simile, alliteration, irony, metaphor. 95th question. What decision does the speaker contemplate in The Road Not Taken? Leaving home, choosing a career, choosing a life path, emigrating. 96th question. What theme is central to A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal? Rebirth, eternal sleep, joy of nature, romantic love. 97th question. Which social issue is addressed in telephone conversation? Caste discrimination, class divide, racism, gender inequality. 98th question. In The Night of the Scorpion, how does the poet portray the villagers? Logical and calm, or the villagers logical and calm, superstitious and helpless, brave and heroic, scientific and rational. 99th question. What is the key message of Studies by Francis Bacon? Books are for leisure, wisdom is innate, memorization is key, studies serve practical purposes. 100th question. Which value does self-reliance emphasize most? Dependence on tradition, independence of thought, social conformity, historical accuracy. 101st question. On shaking hands, what does Gardner criticize? Superficial etiquette, formal education, class structure, modern fashion. 102nd question. What makes a nation by C. Rajagopalachari promotes? Industrial growth, military power, moral character, economic policies. 103rd question. In animal form, what does the character Napoleon represent? Joseph Stalin, Karl Marx, Leon Trotsky, Adolf Hitler. 104th question. Which theme is most prominent in Swami and Friends? Colonial resistance, spiritual enlightenment, innocence of childhood, class conflict. 105th question. In 12th night, what is the main source of comedy? War scenes, cross-dressing and mistaken identity, satire on politicians, puns and rhymes. 106th question. Who is the most satirical character in The Importance of Being Earnest? Jock, Lady Bracknell, Gwendoline, Algernon. 107th question. In The Bet by Anton Chekhov, what does the lawyer do at the end? Demands his money, escapes with the money, renounces the bet and leaves, files a lawsuit. 108th question. What kind of humor is used in Indian Trouble by R.K. Narayan? Dark humor, irony, satire, slapstick. 109th question. After 20 years by O. Henry revolves around political conflict, a friendship tested by time and loyalty, a military reunion, economic migration. 110th question. In The Thief by Ruskin Bond, what transformation does the thief undergo? Learns to steal better, turns to religion, becomes an honest man, runs away forever. 111th question. What poetic device dominates in The Cloud by Shelley? Onomatopoeia, imagery, irony, personification. 112th question. What is the tone of the nation's strength? Sarcastic, reflective, patriotic, satirical. 113th question. Palanquin bearers conveys what kind of rhythm? Jerky, irregular, smooth and musical, harsh and grating. 114th question. What makes The Road Not Taken a universal poem? Historical setting, philosophical tone, use of Latin phrases, complex structure. 115th question. In a slumber did my spirit seal, what does death bring? Joy, stillness, rebirth, agony. What is the most ironic moment in telephone conversation? The silence, the laugh, the landlady's final question, the abrupt end. 117th question. Why is the scorpion admired in Ezekiel's poem? See, in the questions, I'm can say highlighting certain words in red color. You please, that is the focal point in that question, right? And here you pay attention. It is venomous, poisonous. It is brave. It symbolizes sacrifice. It protects the village. 118th question. What does Bacon imply is the danger of too much study? Laziness, arrogance, sloth, pretentiousness. Okay. 119th question. What kind of man does Emerson's self-reliance reject? Bold thinkers, conformists, rebels, scientists. The last question of this section is 120th question. What is Lady Bracknell obsessed with? Always filled with in the mind. Okay, try to understand that question. Etiquette, wealth, education, titles and marriage. And with this, the questions of this content section will come to an end. Now let's move on to look at the questions from methodology. Methodology questions. 121st question. Which method emphasizes habit formation through repetition and drills? Grammar translation method, direct method, audio lingual method, communicative method. 122nd question. The term intensive reading refers to reading carefully for details, reading for speed, reading for general understanding, reading while listening. 123rd question. Which is not a characteristic of a good lesson plan? Clarity of objectives, logical sequence, overloading with activities, proper time allocation. 124th question. Listening is classified as a receptive skill, productive skill, cognitive skill, structural skill. 125th question. Structural approach focuses primarily on creative writing, sound symbol relationship, mastery of sentence patterns, literary analysis. 126th question. Teaching materials that stimulate more than one sense are called verbal aids, audio-visual aids, print materials, digital texts. 127th question. Which of the following skills is essential for good pronunciation? Memorization, spelling, stress and intonation awareness, translation. 128th question. Which of these is an example of a summative assessment? Daily classwork, term and exam, class discussion, homework check. 129th question. The silent period in second language acquisition refers to a period of punishment, time given for grammar learning, a phase of listening before speaking, practice for pronunciation. 130th question. Vocabulary development can be enhanced by learning isolated words, rote learning, using words in context, avoiding word use. 131st question. Which method encourages natural acquisition of language? Grammar translation, direct method, structural approach, situational method. 132nd question. Which approach focuses on functions like requesting, inviting, etc.? Structural, literary, functional, notional, audio, lingual. 133rd question. A phoneme is best defined as a type of word, a punctuation mark, a vocabulary group, the smallest unit of sound. 134th question. One aim of teaching English at the secondary level is preparing students for translation jobs, helping students communicate effectively, teaching literature only, avoiding other languages. 135th question. Which is the most effective method to teach speaking skills? Silent reading, grammar drills, role play and dialogue practice, translation. 136th question. Effective lesson planning helps teachers save all preparation time, increase unpredictability, teach with clear goals, avoid teaching aids. 137th question. Which is not a principle of language teaching? Proceed from easy to difficult, move from abstract to concrete, proceed from simple to complex, use context to build meaning. 138th question. Which technique is most suitable for teaching grammar? Flashcards, lecture method, inductive approach, storytelling. 139th question. Skimming is used when we read for complete understanding, want to find main ideas quickly, memorize details, translate text. 140th question. Communicative language teaching emphasizes grammar accuracy only, literature reading, communication in real situations, rote memorization. 141st question. The main purpose of remedial teaching is to provide advanced content, focus on group activities, correct learning difficulties, prepare reports. 142nd question. Which is not a teaching aid? Whiteboard, poster, textbook, exam result. 143rd question. Formative assessments are conducted continuously during learning, once a year, at the end of a course after summer break. 144th question. The communicative approach believes in learning through silent reading, grammar memorization, learning only with textbooks, real interaction for learning. 145th question. Which one is an expressive skill? Reading, speaking, listening, scanning. 146th question. Teaching of phonetics helps in improving silent reading, vocabulary retention, writing skills, pronunciation. 147th question. What is the purpose of lesson closure in a plan? Start a new topic, give homework, summarize and reflect on learning, collect attendance. 148th question. Which syllabus focuses on language structures? Structural syllabus, functional syllabus, thematic syllabus, lexical syllabus. 149th question. Curriculum helps in replacing classroom interaction, organizing content delivery, preparing exam questions, maintaining school records. 150th question. An objective of teaching vocabulary is to promote translation, avoid synonyms, encourage use in communication, rely only on spelling. 151st question. Which reading skill helps to locate specific information? Skimming, scanning, predicting, summarizing. 152nd question. The teaching learning process includes planning, teaching, evaluating, teaching only, evaluation only, curriculum writing. 153rd question. A good English language textbook should include only literary content, grammar exercises only, balanced content with all skills, translation only activities. 154th question. Syllabus is a part of textbook, curriculum, evaluation, lesson plan. 155th question. Which of the following promotes language fluency? Grammar tests, storytelling and conversations, dictation, copying from the board. 156th question. Teaching grammar deductively involves letting students discover rules, encouraging creativity, giving rules first and then example, asking questions only. 157th question. What is a drawback of the grammar translation method? No reading involved, lack of focus on speaking, overuse of oral activities, no grammar teaching. 158th question. A lesson plan is a student assignment, a teacher's teaching blueprint, an exam paper, a language test. 159th question. Pronunciation of a word can be found using dictionary phonetic symbols, grammar rules, flashcards, translation. And now we go to the last question of this methodology section. 160th question. In teaching English, ICT tools help. You know about the ICT in the other class. I think I have explained about this information communicative technology. Okay, and tools. What is that? ICT tools help replace books, enhance interactivity and engagement, avoid discussion, promote silence. Okay, with this, the questions of methodology will come to an end. Thank you so much for watching this video. And now I would like to show you the answers for all these questions. And you know very well, first you have to answer all these questions on your own, and thereafter only you have to look at the answers for these questions. Right, now let's move on to look at the questions. Answers of grammar and vocabulary questions. These are the answers for the questions from 41 to 48. These are the answers for the questions from 49 to 58. These are the answers for the questions from 59 to 68. These are the answers for the questions from 69 to 78. These are the answers for the questions from 79 to 88. These are the answers for the questions from 89 to 90. And now we move on to the answers of the content. Answers of content. So these are the answers for the questions from 91 to 100. These are the answers for the questions from 101 to 110. These are the answers for the questions from 111 to 120. I have not given the text here, okay, because it is lengthy, already my hand is dragging very painfully, okay, right. And now let us go to look at the answers of the methodology questions. Answers of methodology. These are the answers for the questions from 121 to 130. These are the answers for the questions from 131 to 141. These are the answers for the questions from 142 to 153. These are the answers for the questions from 154 to 160. Thank you so much once again for watching this video, and I hope you will definitely solve this question paper on your own. And one important thing I would like to tell you, and while giving all these answers to the questions, there may have crept in some mistakes voluntarily or involuntarily. Please bring them to my notice. I will pin those mistakes to the video, okay. I will pin that information to the video. Okay. Hello, dear DSC candidates. Thank you so much for watching this question paper. And if you have any problem, I will discuss in the explanatory videos that I am going to upload tomorrow in the afternoon. Okay. And I'm also going to upload two more question papers, fourth question paper and fifth question paper. With that, I stop uploading the question papers. That means, altogether 5 question papers I'm going to give you in this way. And please, I think these are enough for you. And I would like to concentrate on the methodology aspects that are still remaining to be taught to you. Okay, I'll try to make videos on the methodology questions. Okay, and with the next explanatory video, I shall be back to you. Until then, bye. See you, all of you.